What's going on is the Wolf, and we are back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, America's fastest growing podcast, and soon to be the world's fastest growing podcast. I'm excited today.
We passed that.
Oh, so we in the universe.
Exactly.
Universe.
Exactly. Soon to be the universe.
Yeah, soon to be the universe. I'm sorry. Yeah. We are back today, and I find myself joined by the one and only.
Q,
right on Q Live. That's right. That's on the right side.
QUE, not the letter Q.
Yeah,
live. You get it by now. It only took 20 plus episodes. Yeah, we good.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, your contract. Like, why know a nigga name if you ain't gonna be here long?
That's fair. I mean,
you know what I mean?
That was after episode 7. I thought we kind of passed that point of like, no, I'm here now.
But it went from a 10-day to a 90-day.
90 day? We passed 90 days.
You passed 90
days.
Now you're cool. You here.
You know my name?
QUE. Yeah, Q.
All right, QUE.
I know your name.
All right, cool.
Right on the right side. Q. Right on. QUE.
Ricky, you got it.
Oh, man, let's get right into it, man. First of all, once again, big shout out to the sponsor, Janice and Jean. As y'all see, I'm laced from head to toe in their fashion. You know, shout out to my girls, Rhonda and Monty. You know what I mean? The wonderful creators of such a luxurious, but at the same time, thought out and, well, I'm looking for a big word to plant there, but just a great brand all around.
Yeah,
my vocabulary still with that oxtail platter in his ass.
Shout out to the itis.
Shout out to the itis, you know what I mean?
But yeah, so speaking of like,
no, I was just gonna say, man, how's everything going in total? You know,
everything cool.
How was your week? We didn't talk about your week last time. We talked about our cleanse. So how was your week?
So in regards to the cleanse and shit like that, my week was pretty good. You know, like we was talking about like the idea of like, you know, when you got like housing, like how housing dynamics can be.
Yeah.
You know, some people got, you know, you with a girl, you in a relationship, or your kids halfway, you with your kid, whatever it may be, whatever, in a different, not challenge, but different obstacles, roadblocks that can be with that, whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, me and my girl together, and we're living with our daughter, you know, it's a lot. You know, it's like, you know, like I said, like I was saying last when they cut me off.
Being a house husband has,
like I was saying last time, being a house husband has been beautiful. It's been very just relaxing.
You don't see what they complain about?
Not at all. Like my girl come home, I'll be like, take this kid. I was like, yo, how was your day? What's up? I'm chilling. Like, you know,
yeah, because you got the kid dealing with all of that.
Watching documentaries, you know, we chilling, picked her from school on time. You know, it's like some of y'all can't pick your kids up, drop them off on time. You know, my daughter never been late. You know,
definitely make or I'm not gonna say ordinary. Make the mother like they make the simple complicated.
Exactly. It's like it's hard being around the kids you birthed. Interesting. Like,
God, you need a break.
Right. Yeah. Good. You did nothing else today. Just been with the kid and dropped the kid off. Okay.
You got
so you know, going to my you know, going to the gym. You know, getting fresh air, running errands,
target runs.
Yeah. You know, getting a haircut.
And your soft air.
Gotta look good for the girls. You come home. Got my haircuts. You know.
But dinner ready?
It was warmed in the microwave because she still got to cook though. So
all right. So you prepped it.
Exactly. Dishes are clean though. I tell you what, last the system of the dishes shit is in that shit. Run like
you primed and ready for the corporate baddie you got.
Yeah. Light work. No complaining.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
But how was your week though?
My week was all over the place.
Alrighty.
But all right. So when I say all over the place, I know I just recently traveled to Tampa to catch the. Now by the time people see this, it's been weeks.
Right.
But
you were driving.
Fact of the matter is, I drove to Tampa to catch the Eagles game. You know, we took the L. I live with that.
No surprise.
But I made the okay, we're gonna leave that where it's at. I made the most of my trip. I stayed out there for like 24 hours. I had a good time. You know, I tried out some food spots. Stayed at a nice Airbnb. You follow what I'm saying? And I got to see what Tampa was like. I went over to Soho and I went over to, I think it's called Ybor. I went over to Ybor. I thought it was Yarbor because it was like YBOR, but I think it's Ybor. Whatever.
Okay.
Y'all Tampa people could let me know if I got it messed up. But I was there. I tried out some spots over there. I went out to, and the reason my week was all over the place because travel time, I did drive. So me driving that whole entire day, when I got home, it was like 1, 2 in the morning. And I still got up the next morning to go to the gym at 5. And it was like, that was like, yeah, shouldn't have did that or whatever. So, you know, that threw my whole week off because every day from there, I didn't work the whole Monday. Then I tried to do some new shit, hit the gym real early. I'm like, I'm already up, fuck it.
Yeah, he definitely a 5 a.m. early in the morning, sun nowhere near up type nigga. And I don't got that for y'all at all. Like,
I just became that way though. Like I wasn't always, and I ain't going like just for the, I don't know how long I'm gonna stick to it. It was just something that I tried, you know. And I like it. Like, I feel like you can get a lot done when you getting up. And I used to be the nigga like, man, this ain't LA. I ain't getting up at 5. But it actually started to make sense. And just being productive from the rip. Like, even if you don't go out the crib, just being up at 5, you can get shit done. So that's something that I want y'all to know and understand. But yeah, so with that being said, I didn't do Monday's work till Tuesday. Tuesday's work Wednesday. And you see the pattern. So when I say my week was all over, it was like, you know, I had things that I could have did or should have did that had to get done a little bit behind because travel time. So with that being the case, in a nutshell, yeah, that's how my week was. And now, you know, we here, and other than that, it's just been cool. I've been enjoying it.
Right.
Now, we took a commercial break. We took a commercial break.
But I was gonna make it work. Like,
we're gonna be transparent. Talk to me though.
But yeah, I was just saying, I feel it's good to emphasize and stress the idea of like fitness and working out.
Sure,
I feel like it's as you can be busy, whether you got kids, your job, transition, but it's always important to be like, no, like I made a way to find some time for the gym and stuff, and that's important. 100%. It's not something that, because yeah, I feel a lot of people, whether you're going through a new diet or new challenge or a new fitness goal, I feel like people don't usually anticipate when something changes, when life start lifing, and then the gym fall off. That's the first thing niggas drop. I figure that shit. Like, no,
motherfucker kept Apple Music but got rid of the gym. The fuck?
And if you don't prioritize it, you're gonna let it slip and fall off. No, it should be a top priority. Though.
I'm gonna tell you how it became that though. It become a top priority when you make that shit a part of like. When it's like therapy, like when it becomes therapy, like you got to make the gym a process because it's dreadful for everybody to go.
Sure.
I don't think nobody wake up like, yo, yeah, I'm excited as shit to go. It's always like,
except steroid niggas.
Fuck, like you feel me? Like unless you got like an incentive to be there, you getting paid or whatever, it's a dread. So to make it less of a dread, you gotta have a ritual that leads you there. And then when you in there, like whether there's a playlist, it gotta be something that gets you through. And then just looking at it, like you gotta just tell yourself it gotta be done. Like you know how like you could just lock in on a task, like man, this shit, there's no way around. Like you first of the month, rent gotta get paid. It's no matter if you happy, sad, death, life, like anything happen, divorce. I ain't never seen a landlord or a property manager be like, oh, you going through that? You got to the 10th, you know, and like when you understand that with that, it's like if the gym is the same way, you got to deposit that into your own health and wellness because it's a release, especially as men. Like I don't be feeling like that. I was working out in Tampa. Like I went to the gym in Tampa because I'm like, I'm not about to let my schedule be as off as possible because I'm out here and no, I'm gonna go to the gym. We got up and used the gym and that shit was cool. And now it become a lifestyle. So it's just like I feel it's like taking a shower. I feel disgusted with myself if I go too long without hitting the gym. I'm like, fuck am I doing? But I don't got no big fitness goals to be macho man. It's just literally just a part of my release. Like I like to beat my body up so that I can. It's a mental thing. It's like, all right, cool. The more I'm, doing these workouts, the more I'm challenging myself. I'm seeing results. I'm like, I could do. First I could do 225. Now I could do 245. Oh, first I could do 1 mile. Now I could do 3. Like seeing that progress. As men, that's small accomplishments. Especially like if you living in a house with kids and shit, you gotta find ways to release. Like
absolutely,
you gotta find ways to let that stress come up off you.
Speaking of kids, though, so the idea, I said this a while ago in a couple of the episodes, but the idea, like I said, as a person who had a kid with my girl, my fiance.
Lucky you.
And I used to always say, whether before her or after her, I would never date somebody with kids. Like it's just even when I got a kid now, we break up today. I'm not dating somebody with kids.
Kids.
Yeah, no.
But you can't have kids.
Absolutely not. And I'm totally fine.
You got to be a virgin.
I mean, I ain't say all that, but you gotta just be someone that's. That's too far. I
want to hear it.
Can't have kids. That's dark. It's dark.
Oh, that is.
It's dark. It's dark. You say you want to hear it. It's
no,
dark.
That was crazy. We strike that from the record.
That's fair.
Jury would disregard.
Right. Tube style. But, but the idea, because I also understand all that can come with dating somebody with kids. Both sides, man and women.
Found out.
Right. So let's talk about like the hurdles that may come with those type of blended family relationships. Of like, when someone come with the package deal of course, the child is one thing, but also that relationship. You had that kid with somebody else, or whatever.
Yeah.
So what are some of your thoughts on that?
So I think, like I said this before, I feel like it's easier to date a woman with kids when the guy's just absent, right? Like if he just he got to make a choice. He can't be inconsistent. Like you can't be in and out. Like you either here or you not because it got to be an adjustment. So I feel like if you dating a woman that has kids, you got to accept them as a package. Like most of the time we do this where we might be on a chick page and disregard the pics with the kids. Like damn, she look good, whatever. Because nobody's thinking that far down, like in that stage or whatever. But at some point, the conversation has to be had with himself before it's even had with her. Like, damn, like, is this something that I could deal with? Is this something, like, you know what I mean? Especially if you don't got kids or if you do got kids, how would this blended family, how would it mesh? Because now we're on a blended journey to make it work. All right, cool. Now I'm looking at the dynamics of the blended family. What is the baby dad, baby mom dynamic? Like, is this nigga not around at all? And it's like, I'm just walking into a situation where I'm the father figure? Is he in jail somewhere where it's like, is he somewhere where it's like, is you the reason he not around? Like, what is the back end dynamic as to the relationship? Or is it solid? Like, do y'all have some type of agreement where we just kind of keep the ball rolling, right? And it's like, that's like level one of dealing with it, because like that's the entry shit. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like the second level comes to play, like say the guy is around and they got a dynamic. Now it's adjusting, him also having to adjust to you, because when you a baby dad, you feel like you got certain jurisdiction because you kind of micro lead the situation because your kid is involved. And now having a man in the predicament, and it's like, oh damn, this nigga is kind of, I got to learn how to operate within his program. So it's like, when we the guy that's creating a program, we got to make sure that there is one, and that we establish that dynamic and that law and order of like, look, I know whatever y'all had going on, you know, that's y'all dynamic, but this is how we doing things from this point forward.
That can be a lot for a lot of men to process.
It's a process, because a nigga used to having, I could do what I could say. It's like, no, you can't. Like, not no more. Like, one point you could because she was single or dating, and you still had to micromanage to make sure your kid was in the right. But now that there's a man here and we like solidified, you take a step back in that regard. We don't need none of your leadership, none of your suggestions, none of your advice. We don't need none of that. All we need you to do is be the best father you could be for your kid. You have no more jurisdiction in this situation. Then there's a level 3 to it where it's like,
when the kid is around y'all, you say, right?
Yeah. When the kid is whatever. Right. I can't tell you what to do with
so you clear.
Yeah. When the kid is in our possession, when we have the kids, you don't have to worry about nothing there. We're going to do just as right as you probably would in your regard, and you just handle your BI. Then the other aspect to it, which most people don't take into account, is the relationship from you to the kid and a relationship from the kid to their dad, because sometimes kids could put the dad and you up against each other by just, let me tell you how cute, just boy me these sneakers. And it's like, if he ain't stepping up in certain ways, he could get insecure and feel like you doing too much. So it's like, it's so many different variables.
Like, he said I couldn't do this.
Well, I know we nipped that at level 2. Level 2, we nipped that. We have a conversation. Look, my rules is my rules. What happened in your household is your household. All due respect. I'm not trying to be your child's dad. I would never tell your kid to not do something you told him to do, or to do something you told him not to do. But when they in my crib, it's not going to be my dad said, because you don't run nothing and you don't pay nothing over it. Respectfully though, this ain't got to be. This is just like a man-to-man type conversation. But I think that going back to the woman component, which is like the level 4, where's her trauma at in the situation? Like, how does she feel about their dynamic? Is she still hurt and bitter? Not even romantically, but just salty. Just salty at the fact that he ain't doing this, or it's salty at the fact that, maybe she do got some underlying feelings that never was addressed or resolved. And it's like, that shit could be a lot, bro. And it's like,
sure,
you gotta know what the fuck you signing up for before you sign up for it, because you don't want to walk into a blindside situation. It's imperative to understand their dynamic. Most of y'all only focus on one element of it. Is y'all still fucking?
Right.
That's the least important element, because honestly, like, that could surface or it might never surface. Who gives a fuck? But all the other variables that come with it is the things that y'all don't account for. Okay, how are we going to handle scheduling? You know what I mean? How are we going to handle discipline? How are we going to handle if we want to get up and move to another state? How are we going to handle if something, you follow what I'm saying? So these are other layers and aspects to the conversation about co-parenting and blending a family that you got to know going into it. Or, just say, you know what? Everything that nigga just said, I don't want to deal with none of that. And that's the very reason why I don't want to deal with a woman with kids.
And be like you, because
take the cue route.
Yeah, because that's so much. Nothing you said was wrong.
No, it's
nothing
true.
you said was invalid.
It's a lot,
but it's just so much. And
it's a lot.
Ladies, I can give you guys some advice. Let's go to the relationship coach. This couch over here. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say go back to the baby dad under any circumstance. I ain't gonna say that. But no, I definitely understand that. If me and my girl are unfortunate enough to not last forever till death do us part, as they say, whatever. Then I gotta get in these trenches again. These streets. It's like, it's like it's like. I can't be in a relationship with anybody with a kid. I just can't do it. Like, we can do anything beneath that.
Yeah.
For sure. Till no end.
Y'all can fuck.
Absolutely.
Y'all can fuck and chill.
For sure.
But everything beyond that.
Yeah, as soon as you say, well, can you pick up who?
No, but
I got one
Did
kid.
your mom not instill that into you by saying, like, you better not take care of another woman's, another man's
actually, not necessarily.
Kids?
So my mom, again, Lena,
you always trying to protect your mom.
She is special.
Throw her ass under the bus.
No,
where you belong. Miss Lena, you go here. Like, you keep trying to protect her. Tell the truth.
Under the couch.
Throw her under the fucking couch.
But no, I always told you, she a special breed, so she always gonna take responsibility. Again, my stepdad came in straight and, that's my son. I'm like, nigga, you a dick here. Fuck, I got my own dad, So I ain't
Meanwhile, that nigga in Chicago with his bitches. Nigga, give a fuck about.
But my mom, she drew that thin, clear line, however you want to say it, because my stepdad had kids, and she was never like the evil godmother type vibe. Fuck your kids, they could take the scrapes off the plate. But it definitely was very clear, like. They my kids. She has never in life said she had 3 kids, including me. Never in life when she said she had daughters. Ever. It's like, no, I go take them to get their hair done because, all right, cool. They got bum-ass bags from their mom, so I buy them a new bag or some shit. Their hair was fucked up because your mom can't do Yo, she going to throw smut in while she approving shit. It's smut, you know, my mom's special breed, of course, like I said. But in the day, it said, oh, Lena, we didn't tell me you had daughters. Excuse me?
Who has daughters?
No, that's Andre kids. That's Andre daughters. That's, you know, special breed. So I was under that tutelage. So I'd rather just not even enter that space, though.
I mean, it's weird.
Self-awareness is key in all situations.
I'm not against the blended family. I've had one.
Right.
I understand the opposite perspective now because, you know, every man is not willing to or even capable of dealing with certain hurdles that comes about. But I'm just telling you got to consider that shit because you got to make an informed decision. Like, we have the ability to have foresight. We can see down the future. Like, we're not ruled by our emotions. So it's not like, oh, I feel like this, I feel like that. Every moment is changing. It's like I can pretty much lock in on what I see and what I want. So use that ability to hone in on the fact like, yo, am I willing to step in the front? Because everything that comes with her comes with her. So that means whatever traumas, whatever kids, whatever thing that she's walking into the situation with, that shit is coming with her. Like, it's no detachment. Like, motherfuckers want to date her, but like, I date you, but I don't want nothing to do with it. It's like, no, like, you got to understand everything or just leave it at what it is. Like you said, we could just fuck around.
Not to that level.
Yeah, just don't never let it get to that
that's
level.
how kids also suffer, and that's never good.
I mean, no, they suffer if that's a forever thing because they need the figure.
No,
but
I'm
if
saying,
it's just a temporary thing.
No, I'm saying, let's say you want to take it to a serious level, but you don't want to embrace all that come with her.
Oh, yeah, no, they suffer.
Kids
100%.
suffer, yeah.
100%. Yeah, because now they feel neglected, and it's like, it should never be like that because at the end of the day, kids I ain't gonna say they innocent because them little motherfuckers got shit with them. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, they ain't asked to be in that situation, nor do they ask to be here. So we got to consider that.
And to even be my perspective be complete, just because I may not date somebody with kids, don't mean that my girl won't. So I also got to also understand that if like we don't make it forever, then it's like I still got to be prepared for if she the other side of the blended family dynamic or whatever, because you can't avoid it. If you got kids, y'all don't make it work, then no matter what, it's gonna come down that road.
No, that's a fact. And it's like, I don't know, I never was like the guy that, like, when none of my exes or, you know, none of my baby, I was never like I never was invested beyond when, like, you know, it was like, like, I don't care, like, my kids is cool, I don't give a fuck what you do, like, you follow what I'm saying? That's never was my business. We didn't have kids out of, like, you know, in your situation, like, it wasn't like that. So it was like, that made it, I guess, easier for me because I never was emotionally invested. It was just like, all right, cool, like, let's figure this part out because we here now, and like, I gotta mature and grow and learn how to do these things, and it's like, that's cool. But it's like, even from a relationship standpoint, when I like was done with the chicks I was with, it wasn't like I'm like, oh, who she dealing with next? Or I was like, no, like, all right, our contract expires, lease is up, I'm on to the next. Like, it's like, it is what it is. Like,
please buy my contract. Please. Like,
but I can see how you being in an intentional space of we about to get married. If it don't work, it's like I'm still halfway, might be feeling a way about that. Like, so I can only imagine the male's perspective and position when a new nigga pop up and he that nigga. Like, you know, he ain't walking into, he ain't a bullshit nigga. It's like, damn, this nigga taking care of my kid. He doing this, he trying to replace me. No, fuck that. Like, I can see where the frustration can be built. But as a man, you kind of got to understand, like, the moment it don't work with you and her, that's a realistic, that's not fuck a possibility. It's inevitable. Nigga, it's inevitable. Like, if you sitting here thinking this woman gonna have a kid with you and never fuck with somebody seriously after that again, you delusional because it's inevitable. It's
that
like,
means always an upgrade, though.
That's what's the crazy part.
Shout out to the downgrade. It's like, yeah, like, you never got better than me. Gotcha, bitch.
Motherfucker always, you are almost looking forward to that. Nigga sizing you up. Like, I hope this nigga, I'm looking at this motherfucker, oh yeah, this is a downgrade for sure.
Beside the pivot real quick, whatever, you know, as you know, we talk about men providing oftentimes on our show, whatever. But however, there is a thin line between provider and trick. So
that line ain't thin.
It's not thin.
No, it's just levels. It's just tiers.
What is your perspective on tricking? Your opinion on tricks? Are tricks corny or tricks necessary? Have you ever been a trick? Is tricking in your DNA?
Nigga acting crazy, like. No,
ladies, listen close.
No, I think that I mean, with everything going on with this whole prostitution rate, I don't know how loosely we're gonna speak.
There's a thin line between tricking and trafficking, so it's gonna stick to the trick part.
But as far as in, like, I feel like a lot of this should be transactional now. Like, you know, it's like, and that's what they consider tricking. Like, some people feel like my time is more important to then investing time into you to try to do all that. Look, how much? Like, you follow what I'm saying? Like, or what you want? And it's like, sometimes it don't even got to be said. Like, sometimes it's just understood. It's just like, I pay for ABC. I receive XYZ. This is we never verbally verbalize this, but this is the dynamic. Like, I take you out, we have fun, we fuck. Your reward is X, Y, and Z. But as far as in like the provision thing, that's a little. I mean, I guess that's just long term tricking because you're still doing the same thing. You just committed at this point. Like, you get what I'm saying? You just a committed trick.
Or I guess maybe it's also like to your point, the long term. I guess the intention. So if the provider lens kicks in or the gear kicks in when it's like, we're building towards something and their intention behind it. And trigger's like, no, there's no roadmap.
This is transactional.
Right.
Where
real
when
time
you provide,
transaction.
it be the protection, all of that shit is literally like go hand in hand where like you understand, like I'm incorporating you into my future plans. And it's like the price of it goes down because like as the more protection I provide, the less like I'm just gonna be frivolously taking, because it's like now we kind of locked in. So now you a part of the process. See, before when you dealing with a situation where it's just transactional, you don't expect them to understand the process. You only deal with them when you can afford to. But when you in a relationship and you provide, and you like some of these days like no, like you gotta stay the fuck down. Like you feel me? Because it's like more of a long-term investment. So it's like you're gonna reap more of a reward. Now I said that about my relationship. I'm like, you had me in the best way possible because every woman wanted me to do what I did in this last situation, whereas though they might have got a lot of dates, but we wasn't a lot. No, fuck that. I spent way more money. I don't fuck with nobody. But I just didn't do it in a material sense. Like it wasn't like, oh, I bought this bag. But it was like one-offs where it was like, what? How much to saddlebag? 19. Okay, it's cheaper than to do that than to sit here and motherfucker. You follow me? And I'm not gonna say I did that too much, but I've done like, but it wasn't never like oh, I'm tricking. It was like I fuck with her, she cool, we not in a relationship. I want to do something thorough. Like I was explaining this on my homie pod. I'm like, yo, like, there's a difference between like being a trick and it's like a chick never called me for money.
That's definitely
different.
That's definitely
like,
different.
You feel me? Like she didn't get my nails and that. It's never happened. I always
like, wait, you want to see me? You need to do this for you like that. When they dictating it.
No. It was always like, man, I might have just sent her the bread for her nails. Like I just wanted to
fuck with her on this level.
I might have just do that. So if we consider that to be tricking, it's like, yeah, but as far as in like flat out transactional, like how much, or chick like, oh, I need this bag. I don't play those games. So I don't know. That ain't my field. Like that's like, you know, when they kind of got the ball, I guess. But like over here, they don't get the ball. Like they just
that's what's changed over the last handful to 10 years, probably. Like women took the wheel of the tricking.
Because now it's just like they realized what it was, and they're like, I'm about to just send. Like you feel me? And it's like with so many men not knowing how to really get women without just leading with they wallet, right? It made women be able to just play on that. And now some of the times they not even getting the milk from the cow. They just the women is milking the cow, but the guy's not even getting no reward for it. They just kind of doing it. But I also going back to the time versus money thing is like some like if an older nigga, he married, he like, man, I might just get me a little 23, 24-year-old. Well, she like the bills ain't that expensive. Like she think I'm saving the world. This little $1,000 rent she got, I'm wiping my ass with it, hun. Come get this. You get what I'm saying? And like she gonna do whatever I say because to her I'm the savior. But to me this is nothing. So I feel like that's like on some like high level tricking, like where like, you know, I could pay for these things because they don't really affect nothing I got going on, and I don't gotta have time to try to get to know you, like you. But like I like the challenge of fucking it. So it's like I wanna succeed. So I'm not just cutting to the check. You feel me? Unless I'm like out of town and it's like I'm here for one night and you say what, 180? All right, gotcha. Like, but other than that, and I know they're probably 180. Who's yeah? I'm telling you, it ain't as expensive as y'all think. But aside from that, you can go certain places. I heard it's 40 piece,
40 balls.
180, you can have a time. But I'm not promoting that. But I'm just saying, all in all, like on a nutshell. In a nutshell, just saying like, just to stay grounded in a situation. I feel like if I want to get to know someone, like I don't want to just like, oh, I just paid you and you live. I'm like, no, like I want to go. I like the accomplishment of feeling like you did this not because out of despair. Like what the nigga named Nate? I'm in a bind, Nate.
I'm in a bind.
Yeah, not, you ain't do this because you was in a bind.
First
you did
of the month.
So like, you know, even when the chick is on that type of time, I still don't give it. I don't pay her. I only ever trick by buying stuff because I wanted to.
Right.
Like I bought the bag. I paid for this. I did because I wanted to, not because I felt like I was like I had to. Like I'm inclined to do this. But let's get how I become the trick. Like when the fuck did I sit over
asked the
here?
question. It's saying you embodied it. I just asked the question.
No, I embodied what?
A trick.
No.
I just asked a simple question, sir.
No, this nigga
you start speaking of all the tricks.
No, I can't because that's not. I don't play at that level that high. Like this nigga out here really be on that. I ain't the expert in that lane. Right. You know what I mean? But pivoting all the way back.
Fair.
Yeah, I feel like Q trying to get his data analysis. Something we need to talk about.
Not at all.
Something going on. This nigga said he trying to go from a house husband
Not at
to
all.
a sugar daddy.
I mean, I got a lot of time on my hands, so.
Oh, mama ain't watching this shit.
But one thing I will say to before we pivot, the funny thing about this recent times, all these scandals come out, well, of course, niggas do wrong, niggas are where they get. I'm with that shit, cool. But I do think what's getting like swept under the rug is that many situations are just purely transactional. And that's cool. Like if a girl is saying like, I'll use me, forget the whole girl thing. Like if I was single and a girl, like even if I'm not single, depending on the transaction, but it's like some fucking lady, fucking Taraji P. Henson, yo, Q, you trying to write my next movie? Like all you gotta do is like fuck me. It's like, sure, like okay, like what are we talking about? Like,
so you getting tricked on
easy money? Like what we talking about? And that's okay. It's okay to be a trick as long as you embody be. I mean, I'm sorry to be a hoe if you embody being a hoe, whatever. Just don't try to skirt around it. And I feel like
try to act like you're not on that.
Right? Like why are you just like? And I feel like plenty of women try to, you know, as they always do, they try to have it both ways, whatever. It's like yo, it's cool. A lot of shit be transactional. Now, what's always wrong? Let's say Taraji P. Henson, right? My scenario. Like, yeah, Q, you gotta fuck me if you want to be in the movie or something like that, whatever. I'd be like, nah, I'm cool. I like to chase. I want to, you know, fight for this. Well, now you blackball. That's wrong, Miss P. Henson. That's wrong. You can't be blackballed.
To address her directly as if this is a real scenario is fucking crazy, yo.
That's wrong.
My man took his fantasy to another level.
Just because
you thought about this before. This nigga, this one of your dark thoughts.
It might have happened already. You don't know.
You're striking that from the record, too.
Yeah, just because I deny the transaction, you can't just ruin niggas' lives and shit. That's wrong. But there's nothing wrong with transactions.
No, I think actually, like, now that I'm kind of, like, getting more of an understanding for, like, how this dating dynamic going, I feel like it's literally only transactional. And it sucks that it's that way, but people are so afraid of being played and they just so comfortable with doing a play and that they not even going into it with good intentions. And I'm not saying everybody under the sun, but I'm just saying like that's just became more prevalent in today's time. And then like just kind of pivot a little bit. I had noticed, I'm like, man, like I understand, like we men, we like to hunt, we like to pursue, we like to chase, you know what I mean? But we don't want to run after a track star. So and I feel like a lot of what's happening is like women want you to be in a predicament where they don't want to show, like, let's clear a misconception, right? It's always this, what do you bring to the table conversation. I fucking hate the conversation. It's stupid. It's like, what are you trying to say? Like, it's just more so saying, what value can you add to my life? Like, and it's not even something that should be asked, but as a woman, you should go into a conversation thinking about that. Like, anytime I'm assessing a woman, I'm looking at what I can do for her. And I can make a clear assessment on if I could do anything for her or if it's just going to be that. Like, you know what? Sometimes you might stumble across a chick out of your league, but you might have it in you to get some pussy that one time and you know I can't sustain this. Like, this maintenance over here is going to cost me too much, so I'm not even about to pursue it seriously. If we keep fucking casually, it just is what it is until she cut ties and it is, all right, cool. But I'm not going to try to be with this person on damn well that I can't do nothing for them or don't intend to.
And she ever asks, what can you bring to the table? You be like,
yeah, I feel it. Like, all right, maybe I'm not. But when you think about adding value, you should be studying. It's like women have got away from studying the man that they want to appease. It's like y'all can understand climbing the corporate ladder. Like, I got to play the game this way. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to impress the boss. I got to show them put the work in. And you understand that the benefits of doing that is you get a check, a raise, you get a promotion, all these different things. But the same thing go in a relationship or from dating. From dating, you get a motherfucking promotion to relationship. From relationship, you get a promotion to marriage. You don't get these things if you think you don't have to give to receive. Like, what do you bring to the table? Let's scrap that. But what type of value can you add? Do you see that I'm unorganized and you can organize for me? Do you see that I don't frequently have home cooked meals and you gonna cook? Do you see that I got a good amount of money, but I got bad financial management and finance management? And you good at that? Like, what value? Like, if you want to be looked at as my teammate, you have to come to the table understanding that this is what I plan to add. This is the areas I plan on adding value. It's like, if we're gonna become partners in business, it's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna handle this part, you gonna handle that part. That's clearly a value exchange. It's not really a what can you bring. It's like they take it as an insult, like, what are you trying to say? Or it's just not enough. A motherfucker saying what you bring to the table is not disregarding what you bring to the table. It's not minimizing what you bring to the table. It's not saying that it's not enough. It's just basically saying, all right, we about to do this. What type of value do you intend to add to my life? You follow what I'm saying? And when you understand it from that perspective, you can go into it knowing like, all right, this is not a question that I should take offense to. This is something that I should know on these dates so that when we ever cross that path, I know, all right, you should be studying a person. All right, I already know where this person is lacking. I'm going to turn their whole life up over here. Then to pivot it all the way back to the dating scene, because I just had to say that. To pivot it all the way back to the dating scene in itself, I just feel like they don't even, ladies, y'all have got to a point where y'all don't even feel like y'all got to express interest in men. Like, and it's like, I'm new around these parts. I'm not going to act like I've been in this fucking dating pool. Like, you know, but I've been sitting back and assessing and I've been realizing, I'm like, yo, like, the level of entitlement that y'all feel for no reciprocation, no reciprocity is crazy. It's like, yo, it's alright to let a nigga know you like him. It's alright to let a nigga know you think he handsome. It's alright to let a nigga know you interested. You ain't gonna look pressed. You're not gonna look like any chick. Like, you ain't gotta have so much pride to be so afraid to get played with that you're not even expressing interest, and you don't even wanna do things that would let a man know that, you know what, I'm interested in you. Like, so now we feel like the pursuit is worth it because we are still men. Like, we still logical. We still have a frame of mind where it's like, if I'm not getting nothing from all this time I'm investing, I'm out. So y'all be like, oh, nigga just want a woman that's weak-minded or a woman that's easier. No, nigga just want a woman that's compliant and that has reciprocity. And most of the time, y'all look at that as weak, which is why y'all call a chick weak-minded when she playing the game better than you. Like, sometimes you gotta be the teacher's pet to get what you want. And y'all are natural. Y'all have natural things within y'all that just exist. I know y'all ain't gonna like it, but y'all naturally could be manipulative, naturally can be all of these different things, but y'all playing the game selfishly, and that's why y'all not gonna get the results y'all want. The smartest women manipulate to the benefit of everyone so that they can get what they want. They don't just try to manipulate for self-gain and self-reward, because then when it's discovered and they get cut off, now you feel like, oh, well, you wasn't handing up. It's like, no. Play the game smart if you're going to play the game, or just don't play that shit at all, or don't be mad at the results you get when you can't find a man that's going to, like, really marry you. Because niggas don't marry for love. Like, don't let nobody like, yeah, I know somebody going, yes, I do. I was in love since high school. Okay, bro, you were. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? At the end of the day, that's not enough. I can love the shit out you. That don't mean I'm going to fucking marry you. I'm going to marry you for the value that you add to my life. You got to be invaluable. You got to make it hard for me to leave you, meaning that I discovered you and I realized, like, my life has not been the same since I met you, and it could be for the subtleties of life. It don't got to be. I don't want you taking me on dates and matching my back. I don't want you doing that. I don't need that. I need you to fulfill ways that I just simply can't fulfill. I'm not talking about fulfill me and my happiness. No, we're responsible for our own happiness. I'm talking about fulfill me in ways that I can't fulfill, which means, like, you add a sense of invaluableness that can't be replaced or replicated or duplicated, which means, like, you know what, this woman completes what I'm trying to do. I'm never letting her go. I'm dealing with whatever come with her. How many kids she got? Don't fucking matter. What's her sexual history? It don't fucking matter. As long as she respectful, she love me, and she got our best interest at heart, and she adding value, a nigga will get down on his knees and do whatever to make sure. That sounded crazy. Strike that from the record. A nigga would marry just as he's proposed and then do whatever to make sure that the relationship lasts.
Skip the step. Yeah,
I skipped the super step. That was important. More transparency. We had to take another quick
get
break.
your bladder together. You keep going to the bathroom like some old ass.
No,
nigga.
honestly, we in the because we in our sub studio. It's a lot of moving pieces that we're still adjusting to. And I share this with y'all just so you understand. Like, in regular life shit, like, we always adjusting on the fly, and we still making sure we deliver quality conversations, and, you know, no matter what's happening in our life, you know, we still gonna make sure that we show up and deliver. You know what I mean? And
fuck all that though. What I was gonna say is that I would say, after all he said before the cut, was that, to me, it's very simple ideology, or at least simple to spot if the person you is in alignment. If you ask, yo, just have a simple conversation, yo, like, value, what you think you bring, like, if that's, like, hard for someone to process or filter and have a conversation with, one, she either brings no value, or him, or two, him or she is retarded and run far away. So it's like, it's very simple. Like, it's nothing wrong with
that's
like,
the relationship coach.
Yeah, exactly. You know, book number 2. Like, it's not audio book number 2, but it's nothing wrong for assessing. Like you said, like, most men, decent minded men, gonna go to a situation. Oh, what can I do just to
make your life easier?
Yeah, like be viable, be useful, be good to you, be good for you, and shit like that. Whatever. If the person you with can't or isn't willing to do the same thing, then what the fuck are we even talking for?
And I think that's why I said the language is a language barrier there. It's like, it's something about the stigma associated with the conversation of what do you bring to the table that instantly triggers women to think that you're trying to belittle them, or it makes them think that you're trying to insinuate or allude that they don't have no value, or you think that whatever, like, they not. But if they was walking into an interview and it was just like, hey, well, you know, what do you feel you can add to this company?
How dare you?
I can do this, I can do that. I feel like I'm a great candidate. It's like the same. You're in the interview stages. A motherfucker just want to know what value can you add to their life. That's why I say interchange the word from what. Change the conversation. What can you bring to the table? Who cares? What value can you add? Because the value, you can be like, I could be a great mom, or I could be a great pro. It's just like, it's a conversation piece. But again, I think it's more or less something that you should observe within self, both parties. Like, I'm not about to ask a girl what value she brings to the table, because I'm going to extract the value I need. And if she's incapable, I just understand that we're not a good fit. So that comes down to being like, you got to get to a certain level of a man where, though, you shouldn't even have to ask that question. It should be more so like, I'm going to assess her by putting her in situations or formulating conversations to extract the information. Like, say if I want to know if a chick want kids, you know, I don't gotta say, well, do you want kids?
Right.
I could just be like, you know, so what's your plans for your future? Like, you ever see yourself, you know, get married or da-da-da? It's like just asking questions with open-ended. You feel what I'm saying? Whereas I feel like most people go into it with a closed-ended situation where it's like, you know, do you want to have kids with me? And it's like, I don't fucking know you. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? That's mainly the women thing. But regardless, all in all, I just feel like the negative stigma that's associated with the whole what do you bring to the table conversation could easily be minimized and removed if we just say, like, you know, look at it from a value standpoint and come to the table already expecting to give value. Like the same way you would walk into a company when you want to prove to them that you a worthy candidate or a promotion or a raise, that's how you should walk into the dating scene. Like you should go into it knowing, like, I'm going to show you why I'm that person.
Oh, is that?
Oh, no, I was
going to say, how about we also possibly leave this on a cliffhanger? So I present the topic and we pick it up at the next episode?
I'm with that.
All right. So how about as one thing you said before, the idea of like men cheating first, but women cheat last.
Yeah.
So we picked up on the next episode and let them know,
Yeah,
they can think about it. And
then men cheat first, women cheat last.
All right, we'll unpack it next time.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so look, man, this was a very to the point and intentional episode. Honestly, we didn't even expect to do this episode. Let's give ourselves more, and I'm proud that we even be able to just come up with these conversations like on the fly like that and still be able to do our ultimate goal, which is help people get 1% better. So hopefully y'all took something from this. Hopefully it's something that y'all can apply, something that y'all can benefit from, and something that can continue to help you develop and just get 1% better. Y'all know what we always say, y'all let people know we grow. Do not gatekeep this information. Please share it out to somebody because we need more people to see it. And like Q said last episode, shout out to y'all for even being with us on this journey, making it this far. I don't know how long y'all been around, but the fact that y'all, you know, even here listening to this part right here, big shout out to you. This is a billboard behind me. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that y'all know and understand that this is a billboard. Feel free to contact us for any advertising you need. wolfnetworkwsc@gmail.com. Once again, that's wolfnetworkwsc@gmail.com. Listen to us on all audio platforms, the Wolf Has Spoken podcast. Follow us on Instagram, wolfnetwork.wsc. Watch us on YouTube, the Wolf Has Spoken podcast on the Wolf Network. Y'all can follow me at WolfWSC. Y'all can follow my guy Q.
Yep, at Right on Q Live, Right on QUE Live, and also always share and always comment the post.
Yeah, always share, man. We appreciate that, man. We America's fastest growing podcast.
Universe
fastest growing podcast. Shout out to Ricky B. Philly. He comes through for us every chance we get. If y'all need to book him, make sure y'all hit me up. I'm his manager. Still a businessman.
Cut off the top.
Yeah, get mine right off the top. But ultimately, man, we hope y'all enjoyed this. And until we see y'all next time, you already know, man, the Wolf Has Spoken. We out. Once again.